Welcome to the Four Listeners Program. Welcome aboard, everybody. Thanks for checking us out this week. What up? I'm Spear. This week on the mics, we have the Z-Man. What's up, Z?
I got a black magic woman. I got a black magic woman. Yeah, I got a black magic woman. She's trying to make a devil out of me.
Well, showing the range there.
That's what I was trying to do.
That was a hell of a good job by you.
The one thing I noticed is when I'm actually trying to read the lyrics because I don't know them and I'm trying to get the right lyrics, it doesn't sound nearly as good as when I'm making them up, the words as I go along.
Yeah. On the other mic, we have the illustrious Corey G. What's up, buddy?
I'm out of beer.
What's that?
I said I'm out of beer.
You gonna go get some?
No, it's too late.
Oh, you're like not in your house? You don't have any?
Yeah, not in the house. Yeah.
Oh, that's just poor planning.
No.
This week, something must be done about alternative medicine. And joining us this week to help us with our conversation about alternative medicine, please welcome to the show, Dr. J. What is up, Dr. J?
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me. I'm
You
here.
are not Dr. J.
I am Dr. J. I'm a wonderful
Bullshit.
basketball player.
I know what Dr. J sounds like, and you are not him.
What does he sound like?
Not you.
All right.
You're not gonna trick me into saying that.
Z-Man, why don't you go ahead and start us off here? Where did we get started on this?
So, I've got chronic back issues, and I'm open to trying new things. And when I was down in Philadelphia, a lot of my coworkers had been raving about this chiropractor that lived down the street or worked down the street. And I was like, all right, I'll check it out. And I went down there and I talked to the gentleman. He seemed very nice, and he talked to me all about subluxations and the way your back's supposed to be and what happens when things get out of balance, and that's what the adjustments, you do these adjustments to make everything better. And I'm like, all right, great. So I come back for my first appointment, and there's a buzz in the room. There's a bunch of people in and out of the place, and I'm sitting there waiting for my turn. And I get up there on the little table, and he does this thing, and he kind of cracks something. He does something else, and then he tells me to stand up. And he's looking at my back, and he starts talking to the back of my head. He actually was waving his hands over the back of my head like he was stroking my afro or something. Like I had this mane of hair, and he was like, but it was like 3 inches above my head, and he kept starting at the top and then stroking my head back, asking the back of my head where the subluxations was, and he was like, and it was kind of like saying like mumbo jumbo. I don't even know what he was saying. I couldn't even understand what he said. And then he would like come down and he would like follow my back down and kind of do something and push something and kind of shift something, and then he'd come back up and say, okay, great. And he goes back up and he would ask the head again. He's like, where's it? And he says, oh, right here, okay. And he goes, come down. And he goes, boom, crack it again. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
But why was he talking to the back of your head?
Apparently, my head was telling him where to go.
So there's good and there's bad in every profession. I don't know why he was talking to your head. I don't talk to people's heads in my office. And so Z-Man, I don't know what to tell you about that. I mean, there's good and bad in every profession and every single aspect of business. So, I don't know what he was doing. I don't do that myself. I wasn't trained to do that.
So, Dr. J, would you agree that that your profession may be maligned in some way?
That's a great choice of words.
I'm afraid to find out where you're going.
Pardon the pun.
No, it's just the thing that makes me annoyed about people is that they'll go to, let's say, a chiropractor. And, oh, I went once and it didn't work. Well, if you dieted for one day, you're going to lose weight. No. If you go to a dentist and they pull the wrong tooth, what do? You go to another dentist and get a different opinion. You don't just stop going to dentists altogether.
I have. It's easier that way.
Oh, man. Is that why your teeth look like that?
Yep.
Ugh.
All right.
Ugh. Keep that mouth away from me.
Dr. J, could you
As
explain...
a Phillies fan, no, as a Sixers fan, I can't allow that.
We won't
I'm
call me Dr. Jamie. Are you okay with that? God, this guy's grumpy. Get him some beer.
Seriously.
God.
Dr. Jamie, could you please explain what a subluxation is? There you go.
A subluxation is a partial misalignment of the spine that leads to interference with the nervous system. You want me to tell you neurologically what it does,
No,
or do you want
that's
to just
fine.
tell you that?
We can do it in
Okay.
layman's terms. So there's some prevalent wisdom on the internet. I'm gonna couch it as saying it's on the internet.
Oh, I've heard that you should believe everything you read on the internet.
Right. So I'm couching it appropriately. All right. Take it
All
easy.
right, go for it.
All right. That
Bring it.
subluxations are not actually useful in terms of determining what is actually wrong.
Sphere, what's your background in neurology, buddy?
I'm reading it off the internets.
So
Okay.
I actually have a degree in biological science with an emphasis in neurology, physiology, behavior from the University of California of Davis. And how well versed are you of Spine Journal? It's like the #1 neurology journal out there, and they actually have recognized the vertebral subluxation complex. What you read on Wikipedia doesn't hold true.
You
What you
watch
read
a
in a
lot.
medical journal does.
You watch a lot of Goodwill Hunting, don't you?
How do you like them apples?
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing. I may not have a degree in whatever the fuck you just talked about from wherever the fuck you just got it, but I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night, so fuck your mom.
You know, hey, my mom's really nice.
No, well,
Makes
you know what?
sense better.
Fuck your
She's
mom.
a good person. Actually,
Whatever.
you know what's funny? My mom works for a chiropractor now.
Yeah, see? It's a fucking
She actually is a
conspiracy.
chiropractic assistant now. That's really funny.
It's a
And she loves it. It was the best thing ever happened to her.
I bet it was.
I was going to ask you about has anyone ever been killed by chiropractic? You are physically manipulating a person's
It's
body.
possible. You didn't see that Mythbusters episode, Z? Man, they prove that you can't break someone's neck.
I didn't see that
the,
one.
the ligaments and the muscles are too strong. It's
Well, I'm not saying
impossible to
break, but you
someone's
could
neck.
you could, if you did it incorrectly or applied too much pressure, is
No.
it possible to strain a muscle or cause a permanent
Damage? No,
ailment?
absolutely not.
this is bullshit.
What bullshit?
I've seen Jean-Claude Van Damme break so many necks.
I know.
Oh, and with
I'm
all they have to
sorry.
do
Did I
is just
ruin
twist
Kung Fu
it?
for you. I'm sorry.
No, this is bullshit.
I'm sorry, Spear. I know I just ruined Kung Fu movies for you. It is
Kung Fu,
impossible.
fucking Sylvester Stallone movies, Van Damme, all of them.
Schwarzenegger. I know Chuck Norris.
This
I know,
is
I'm sorry.
fucking
oh my god! I
nonsense.
just told you there's no Santa Claus.
You might as well have told me that.
Oh my gosh! I'm sorry. I was that guy.
Fuck.
I know.
Now I'm
Sorry.
totally fucking tortured. This
I'm
is
sorry.
bullshit.
You need a hug. You need a hug.
I might.
Oh.
Seriously. This is you know,
You need a soft pillow.
I really like those movies, you know?
I do too. I do too.
So what do you
That was
what do you
poorly
say to
said.
the person who says I don't want to go to a chiropractor because all they're going to do is bend my back, crack it, and be like, oh, well, okay, I didn't feel anything.
One of my biggest pet peeves about chiropractors out there is they're not educating their patients. If you're still calling it crack, when you ask my patients why they get adjusted, they will never say the word crack. They know better than that. I don't crack anything. Bones don't crack. If you're talking about the noise the joints makes, it's literally the air being released from the joint. It's like opening a soda bottle. Air gets trapped as the joint gets stuck. And the subluxation, the basis of the subluxation complex is that the joint's not moving. When the joint doesn't move, it deteriorates, and then you lose neurological function to your brain, and you cause a stress response on your entire body. If you say, oh, I don't want to go to a chiropractor and get my back, quote unquote, cracked, well, enjoy your lifetime of poor health and arthritis, because that's basically what's going to happen to your spine. The health of your spine has everything to do with the health of your body. I was just reading an article in Yahoo that says if you want to prevent dementia, you're better off going for a walk than doing a crossword puzzle. Movement in your spine actually stimulates your brain.
Oh, so now you're trusting the internet? You read that on Yahoo. Now you're trusting the internet? What kind of bullshit is this?
I mean, you got to throw it back at you. All right, well, then let's go back to the neurobiological review in the journal. It's a journal of medicine. They talk about the motion of your joints stimulate your brain.
You know what stimulates
Yeah.
my brain?
No, Z-Man,
The
I don't
internets.
want to. Poor Loco.
Stuff on the internet stimulates his brain.
But
Should have listened to
anyway,
our last show when we were talking about horse porn. That seemed to stimulate his brain.
I know what doesn't stimulate his brain.
Chiropractic. Like, seriously.
What do you say to the accusation that people who go to a chiropractor continue to go because they think it makes them feel better? Like it has the going to
Well,
the
it travels
chiropractor.
neurologically the same pathway as a happy thought.
So
It does make them better. I had a great teacher that says as long as there's cars and computers, there's going to be chiropractors. We are not made to sit. When we were cavemen, we were meant to like run around and hunt. We're not made to sit at a computer all day, and as a result, our spines are deteriorating faster. We're not made to get into car accidents, and on a football field, we're not made to crash. Emmitt Smith, one of the greatest football players of all time, said, "Of course, I see a chiropractor. I get into about 30, 40 car accidents every time I'm on the field." If it was such quote unquote quackery, and if it didn't do anything, why would 72% of the PGA Tour see chiropractors? Why would they even trust their body to something that's supposedly pseudoscience?
well, speaking of pseudoscience, let
Here we
us
go.
let us transition into the world of acupuncture, because there's something of a relation here between the two.
Not really.
Well,
You're
I mean,
gonna ask me about
you're-
dentistry too?
So you're talking about the effect of going to a chiropractor and adjusting yourself and adjusting your neurological system in order to get it to its maximum efficiency, so that you have your full range of motion and you have your full health, et cetera, et cetera. That is what we were
Decreasing the
saying.
stress response on your entire body. If you want to look at it neurologically, it's literally decreasing stress on your entire body every time you get adjusted.
Okay,
Yes.
so it has been said that by folks who are versed in the realm of acupuncture that the needles going into your body stimulate your neurological system in the same kind of way, such that you get the kind of benefits of firing on all cylinders and getting the health benefits from your body reacting to the stimulus of the needles. I had a long conversation with somebody, and this is what got me started on the whole alternative medicine thing. I had a long conversation with somebody who went to some school in Manhattan, some college of Eastern medicine, was going to school for 7 years to learn about acupuncture. And what's the name of that massage where they don't actually touch you, Z-Man? Reiki, okay. So she went to school to learn about this stuff, and then she went on safari explaining how acupuncture could cure basically everything, including the common cold. And I pretty much lost my mind. Like, I can understand to a certain degree that where if you're using the needles to stimulate your muscles, you can get a certain amount of relief for pain. I can get that, but the idea that fucking needles can cure the common cold, no.
Okay, comparing acupuncture to chiropractic is like, comparing apples to oranges. Yeah, we make a great fruit salad together, but we're completely different. I can't really tell you about it. I know that neurologically, they're looking to clear meridian system, whatever that may be. I have referred patients who are in a lot of pain to acupuncture because I feel like it helps them get through that first acute phase before we actually, start getting those adjustments going.
Why would you recommend that, though?
Because there's less side effects than taking an Advil. 15,000 people die a year taking Advil because of stomach bleeds. Or you want to switch to aspirin, acetaminophen is the number one cause of liver failure over alcohol.
So you would recommend a treatment that is, I don't know, weird to some people versus a relatively common thing like Tylenol or Advil?
Advil is accumulative. These drugs are cumulative. They cause side effects. I'd rather send somebody to a patient to somewhere that I know that they're not going to be harmed.
They're going to get stuck with needles.
That doesn't.
They're literally going to get stabbed with dozens of sharp objects.
But you're
What
also.
if they're AIDS needles?
you're really.
I have no control over what they
I'm
do with
sure
those needles before I'm there.
You know what? I'm sure that they use sterilized needle, and I've never had acupuncture done myself. I don't know. I've never needed to. Okay, see, this is the problem: is that you guys are basing your opinions on allopathic medicine. You wait for symptoms and you treat them, and that's we were talking a little bit earlier before the show started about how it's all based on the germ theory. And my favorite joke, that we say among my colleagues, is if the germ theory were true, none of us would be alive to say it.
What's the germ theory? Give us a little.
It's the fact that every disease is caused by a germ. We have germs all in our body that actually work with us for better health.
Well, there's bad germs and there's good germs.
Louis Pasteur on his deathbed said he was wrong, and that we need to. His partner was right, who studied that the health of the host is more important. That's why chiropractic was never founded on a cure for back pain. It was founded. It's the principles of healthy, natural health and living, and natural health and wellness, about making your body so healthy that you don't have to worry about the chronic disease that people suffer from.
All right, so that's fair. So there's a lot to be said for doing the right things to keep your your body right.
Right.
There's a lot to be said for that, right? And so many times we fuck it up. People eat badly, with all the food that's available to us that's just not good for us. It's hard sometimes, and it gets even harder.
No, but it's
Well,
not. I don't. And I really truly believe, and it's something that we teach. I do corporate talks. I'm actually a wellness certified doctor, or whatever you want to take. We were trying to teach the community how to build health from within. There's no money that's made by people who get well. It's only made by people who get sick, and that's the problem with our society.
All right. So where do you come down on the concept of organic food? So I mean, if it's easy for people to eat the right way and be well, where do you come down on the whole thing of organic foods? Because it's been said that organic foods are better for you.
Absolutely. Organic foods are so important, and I think it's really goofy that people wait in line for hours for a $300 cell phone when they won't pay that extra dollar for like an organic piece of fruit.
It is a true statement though that there is no additional nutritional value in an organically grown tomato or an organically grown vegetable versus one that was not.
And that's my other beef is if you ever wanted to read some really awesome books on nutrition, actually they're becoming more popular now because he's becoming really mainstream. Is Michael Pollan. Omnivore's Dilemma was the first one he wrote. He wrote Food Rules. I think it was the new one. He just came out with the DVD. But my favorite book is In the Defense of Food. And he talks about how, as Americans, we like to dissect everything. Like, oranges are good for when you're sick because of the vitamin C. No, your body knows what to do with the orange because it has the fiber in it. It has the fructose and it has the whole compound. We got to stop looking at it as, it has this nutrient, that nutrient. And my favorite thing, on the first line of that book, he says, eat real food, so meaning not processed food, not too much, mostly plants. That's it. And then he says, if you want to keep reading, feel free. But that's basically what I'm going to talk about the entire book. And I always thought that was such an awesome book. And the principles are so easy. And I think people just make it so difficult. I'll challenge you. I'll fly out there and show you where, how easy it is to eat healthy. It's not hard. And the cool thing is once you start adding good stuff, your body starts craving good stuff.
When I asked my doctor about losing weight and trying to eat healthy, I asked her, I said, what kind of food should I eat? And she says, stay away from white foods. And I went, what?
Actually, that's
not bad. Yeah.
True. It's actually like white flour, sugar, and dairy,
white
right?
people foods or white colored foods?
No, white colored foods. She says stay away from eggs,
Sugar,
stay away
dairy.
from
Yeah, 'cause
sugar.
it's all processed.
Sugar, dairy, flour.
Yeah,
Yep.
she says stay away from white foods.
Sugar, dairy, and flour is what she's trying to get at. And that's actually good advice.
And eggs.
So-
And eggs too, she said. Stay away
Do you
from
guys
eggs.
think it would
No,
be
eggs are
racist?
fine. As long as they're cage-free, that's a big myth.
Were we saying they're against
So
one?
our menu at work
Mhm.
for for this week, actually, it says celebrate Black History Month, and the meal is fried chicken. Do you think that's racist?
My gosh, absolutely. Absolutely racist. It's American food. Are you serious?
Yeah.
For real? That's like a real, that's not just a joke?
Well, there's other stuff besides fried chicken, but yeah.
Like cornbread? Like seriously, that's like the worst thing.
No, it wasn't cornbread, but
Collard greens.
it wasn't collard greens either, no. But
That's kind of sad.
I figured fried chicken was kind of all that you needed to.
It's really sad. But actually, Spear, Michael Pollan's books are really good. Like I really stick to that. If you want some books, Zeth has my email. Like if you need any help with any of that stuff, just feel free. I can shoot you some good books because I do coach people on that.
All right.
And Zeth is always wondering why I had such a rockin' body, right, Zeth?
Exactly.
Why you fall around in his Speedo and bow tie.
Nice.
Is that sarcasm?
No, actually, that's how I met him. At
No, I
kickball
meant about
after
the
Fort
rockin'
Worth.
body.
Oh, I don't know. I was just kidding, but
She have a rocking body, Z?
It's all right.
It's all right.
God. It's all right.
It's all right.
God, because you would know.
It's all right.
It's all
So
right.
if chiropractic was so awesome, wouldn't she have a rockin' body? Touche.
Wow. That's all right.
No
I can
comeback
still do
for
more
that.
push-ups. I
No
can do
comeback
more
for
push-ups
that,
than
huh?
that. I can do more push-ups than that. I'm pretty sure.
Girl push-ups.
Anybody can do more
No,
push-ups than me.
push-up.
All right, let's wrap this thing up. What did we learn?
Well,
What did we learn? Forget you. You know too much. What did you learn, Z?
I learned we should not have professionals on our show.
Oh, see, man. You're the one who asked me to do that.
I know.
Gantorn, what did you learn?
Nothing.
Wake up, Gantorn.
I'm thinking. I learned that chiropractors can help you poop.
There you go. Good
They
job.
can?
Actually, you know what? They can.
I just made that up.
Neurologically. They actually can. They totally can. It helps with the stress response. That's part of the stress response. If you can't poop, that means your whole body's stressed out. So it does help with that.
See,
But
there
if
you
you're
go.
eating bad foods and you're not giving your enough fiber and everything, it's not going to do anything. You got to look at both sides, no pun intended. But
I learned. Let's see. How much did I learn? I learned that a subluxation is actually a real thing, and I learned that
hey,
you can eat healthy if all you do is look hard enough. And apparently, Dr. J will come down here and show me the way.
Don't use that name.
Can't use Dr. J. Sorry, I've been using it the whole show, Gansford. I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah, I told you to stop.
Sorry. Well, we're going to end the show now, so you'll get over it. So if you have...
Wait,
if you,
does Dr. J not get a chance to learn anything?
well, Dr. J knows everything. What the fuck? The other thing I learned, I'll tell you what else I learned. I learned that Jean-Claude Van Damme and Chuck Norris and Sylvester Stallone and all those other people, they're all pretenders. You can't really break someone's neck. That's bullshit. And that breaks my heart. And now I'm never going to watch another fucking action movie. Thank
I bet I
you,
could break
Dr.
your
J.
neck.
you should take that bet.
Hold on a second. I think we need to put a for listeners disclaimer. If kids listen to this and they end up breaking someone's neck, we're not responsible.
Yeah.
Spears responsible, but not me.
How am I responsible?
Because you said it, asshole.
Well, Dr. J's got the what's it called, the liability insurance, so we'll let her take the
Yeah,
responsibility.
she's got the malpractice thing. So if you have an experience with some sort of alternative medicine, whether it's chiropractic care or some sort of acupuncture or that fucking massage that they don't actually touch you, why don't you go ahead and post it on the Facebook page, facebook.com/4listeners or 4listeners.com. While you're waiting in the waiting room at Dr. J's office, you can listen to us on iTunes. Just go ahead and search for 4 Listeners and set your subscriptions. Thank you, Dr. J. You were a lovely and educational guest.
And if they have any questions, they can always shoot me an email, Dr. J. Engel, ENGEL, at fullpotentialchiropractic.net.
There you go.
I'd love to answer questions.
Fantabulous. We thank you for checking us out this week, and we hope that you will check us out again next week. Thanks a bunch, everybody.
Let's hear some black